guys, it's Kelsey at Fruit Up. Just wanted to kind of do an update video. I know it's been a little while since I've done a video. Yeah, so I'm not doing Raw Till 4 anymore. I know. I go on and on about how it's the best diet ever and all these things, and I'm not doing it anymore. What is up with that? So, I'm back to fully raw. I'm like doing 80-10-10 again. So here's my thing with Raw Till 4, my beef, if you will. I don't really have a beef. It just wasn't working for me. And to clarify that, it wasn't working with me as in like I wasn't able to do it. And it's not Raw Till 4's fault at all. It's mine. I was having a really hard time, how to say this, sticking to the rules. Like, the idea of Raw Till 4 is so perfect. Like, I'm totally not against Raw Till 4 at all. Like, Freely, you're amazing and have helped change my life. But for me, it became too easy to stretch the rules that I had for what I could eat. Well, I can eat a cooked dinner, so what's the harm in eating a cooked lunch? And that kept happening more and more often. And, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal if I eat a vegan donut. Like, it's vegan and it's fine and it's not a big deal, but it is for me, for my body, because my body is still healing from a lot of damage that I've done to it over the years, and it just wasn't working. And so I was like, well, maybe I just need to get back to, like, the strict rules of Raw Till 4. You know, just fruits and vegetables in the day, and then one cooked meal at night, and keep it simple. And it just kept, like, I had a lot of trouble going back to that. And I was just thinking a lot about all the progress I've made over the past 6 months, and longer than 6 months now. Anyway, I was just thinking about, you know, what I've been doing this past year with food, and what's worked and what hasn't, and I just really came to the conclusion that what worked best for me, way overall, was just 80-10-10, raw fruits and vegetables, and a little bit of nuts and seeds. And that's really what made me feel my best, had the most amount of health progress. That's what really managed my chronic fatigue syndrome and all of my other health problems. And I started to feel those things coming back, and that really scared me. So I don't want to digress. I don't want to go back to that person I used to be, and I was seeing that start to happen. And so, gotta nip that in the bud. And I was really concerned about it at first when I first thought that that's what I needed to do, because if you don't know this already, something I've already talked about is that raw can be a lot more expensive than Raw Till 4 or cooked food. It just is. Even just the simplest food, banana, costs more than rice. They just do. That's just the world we live in. So I was really concerned about that, but I've just determined, me and my husband Ben, we talked about it, that that's just what I have to do, and that we're going to make it work. Because when you get right down to it, the most important thing is your health, or for me, it's my health. And it's worth the sacrifices I might have to make to be able to afford the food that makes me healthy. It's worth it for us. So that's what we're going to do. So I've decided that for now, at least, I think that's kind of going to be my stick. My angle on my YouTube is the health benefits of an 80-10-10 diet, and also how to do it on the cheap. Yes, the cheap. The poor man's guide to raw vegan food. I know after getting a lot of criticism from people like Freely, I'm sure, a lot of prominent 80-10-10ers have started to try to act like they're living a cheap lifestyle. Like, they post their Instagram salads that are gorgeous and beautiful and so healthy for you, and they're like, oh, all these ingredients only cost like $10 for this one beautiful salad. That's so cheep. And I'm like, no, it's not. maybe in your magic world that I wish I was in, but I'm not in that world, and a lot of people are not. Like, $10 for a meal, for a homemade meal, is not cheap to me, like, at all. I'm like, I need to spend less than that a day. $10 a day is too much. What are you talking about? $10 a meal. So I want to hopefully give you guys some tips and some videos, some recipes on how to live this lifestyle in the real world when you're busy with work and school and you're on a budget, and how you can make it work. So for today, my first tip for you guys on how to do 80-10 on the cheap is look for markdown produce. Like, every time you're at a grocery store, look for markdown produce, because you'd be amazed what you can find. And it is, like, it's not a guarantee, it changes all the time, but it can save you so much money. Like, last night, I was stopping in the store on my way home from running some errands for my husband, because he wanted some punch, like some Kool-Aid punch type drink, whatever. And so I wasn't going to get groceries for me, but of course I stopped to see what they have in the produce discount section at my local Kroger's, because they have these magic red nets where anything in the red nets are only $1 regardless of what's in it. So I was able to get I was able to get 3 whole cantaloupes at $1 each, which is pretty stellar, because that's not a cantaloupe price. I love cantaloupes. I don't eat them very often because they're really not cost efficient. They're usually like around $3 at least per cantaloupe, and you really need at least like 2 to 3 because they're low in calorie. So this is a nice treat. I'm gonna dig into this as soon as I'm done with this video. And I don't know how many I'll eat. I'll eat at least 1 for sure, maybe 2, maybe all 3. I don't know. We'll see how hungry I am. And that's a great thing about this lifestyle on a high-carb vegan diet, whether it's Raw 4, 80-10-10, or like starch solution, like any kind of high-carb, low-fat vegan diet. The great thing about it is that you get to eat until you're done. Like, till you're really done. Till you don't want to eat another bite. Till you are just done. And it's such an amazing feeling. Coming from a background of restriction which most of us come from. If you've ever been on a diet before, you come from a background of restriction where you're telling yourself, I need to stop eating, I need to be done, I've had too many calories, I've had too much whatever, I need to stop eating. And then you force yourself to eat. But on this, it's the opposite. You get to eat as much as you want, as much as you can, almost. Like, you get to eat until you literally do not want to eat another bite. And that's not your brain telling yourself you should stop eating. That's your real self, your real inner brain, whatever you want to call it, saying, okay, I've had enough. I'm truly satisfied from what I just fed myself. And that is just such an amazing feeling. Like, you really have to experience it to understand. And you can have that 3 times a day. Well, more if you want to have smaller meals and eat more often. But really, you can have that every time you eat on this lifestyle. And I really love that. So I've gone back to Raw Till 4. I've gone back to Fully Raw on October 30th. So this is day 4, and it's going great so far. The first 2 days probably, I did have some withdrawals from the cooked food and from the sodium that was in more of like the condiments I was putting on my cooked food. But I'm feeling so much better already. Like, the power of fruits and vegetables just astounds me. It's amazing. It really is just amazing. I'm sleeping better, I'm feeling better, I'm having more energy. It's just great. It's just great. That's all I have to say. So, I'll be back soon with more videos, some simple 80-10-10 recipes, cheap recipes, ideas on budgets, probably some grocery hauls coming your way soon, and also, I've had some comments about my chronic fatigue syndrome and how diets affect that and everything, so I think I'll probably do a video specifically on chronic fatigue syndrome to help answer some of those questions more in-depthly. And yeah, Have a great week, guys. Bye.